Hi guys, welcome back. Today I'm sitting down on the floor as always, and I'm gonna do an advice video. So many of you guys requested me to do this for a long time, and for some reason I never have. But today I thought I'm gonna do it finally. I'm just gonna give my best advice, some big sister advice, some best friend advice for all of those who wanna listen. I don't know how this is gonna go. I don't even know if I have great advice to give, but I'm basically just gonna read your questions. I asked on my Instagram for you guys to submit some questions you want me to give my advice on, and I got tons of responses. So I'm really excited to give you my best insight, and we're gonna see how this goes. If you guys wanna follow me on Instagram, do that, because why not? I try to post over there a lot and it's really fun for me. And if you like the video, give it a thumbs up and subscribe. So I hope you guys enjoy, and let's get started. Okay, so the first question, how to not be sad about being single, especially when all of your friends have boyfriends. Okay, first of all, I can relate to this one on a different level because I do know how it feels when a lot of your friends are in relationships or they're talking to someone and then you're just the one that doesn't have that. That was me in high school. That has been me in college too. But now I do not get sad in the slightest bit. Yes, it can be easy to look at a relationship and think to yourself, oh, I really want that one day. You should listen to your heart. You should listen to your desires, and it's okay to want that. But my tip for not being sad when you're single, when it seems like everyone else has a relationship, is to just know in your heart that God is going to give you someone great, and he's going to fulfill that desire on your heart in his timing. And if you're not a Christian, I'm not trying to push my beliefs on you, but that is just personally how I get through things like that. You just got to trust the timing and really focus on growing in yourself, because there's a purpose behind everything. And if you're sad being single, that's just a sign that you gotta show yourself some more love, and just know that an amazing relationship is coming for you, specifically made just for you in the time that God wants to give it to you. Advice on time management, especially in college. I get this question a lot actually, on like how I balance YouTube, school, social life, hobbies, all that. And I'd say I've learned time management pretty well ever since I started YouTube. You really just have to prioritize what's most important and then what's not as important. Although I'm not always good at this, sometimes I do things that are less important first because I just feel like it. If you follow my Instagram and if you've been watching me, you know that I procrastinate all of my homework, but I'm working on it. It helps me to write everything out in my planner. I like to plan my videos as far as possible in advance. I write down when I have ideas. Just write down a daily schedule of what you need to get checked off your to-do list, and that always helps me just stay on track, because sometimes if I don't write things down, it just like leaves my mind and I never remember to do it. So writing things down is my number one. Was that proper grammar? I think it was, maybe not. Writing things down is my number one tip for time management. What's the best way to get inspired for creativity, like art, poetry, or film? I love this question because I am into all three of those things actually. I love the feeling of being creatively inspired. I'm sure for those of you who have felt that before, it's one of the best feelings ever. But sometimes it can be hard when you're in a creative rut and you don't know what to make. You want to make something, but you just can't express that or figure out how to express that. That's happened to me too many times. For me, I get inspired when I'm not trying to find ideas. When you're trying to force yourself to find creative inspiration, that's just when you never find it, I feel like. Honestly, I get inspired by watching other people or looking at other people's art. So I can get inspired to write poetry when I read poetry, or get inspired to have cool YouTube video ideas when I watch YouTube videos, or even just taking like a walk in nature. For some reason, that always sparks creative inspiration for me. Don't put pressure on yourself. It's gonna come to you when you least expect it. And even if you're in a block for a while, just know that you're gonna get out of it. Creativity will strike and it'll be the best feeling ever again. So don't worry, don't stress. It will come. Someone asked for advice on loving your sorority experience, and I will touch on this because if you guys didn't know, I'm in a sorority. I'm in Phi Mu. I know that it's not for everyone to join a sorority. I was so close to not rushing, and I don't even consider myself a typical sorority girl, if you know what I mean by that, like stereotypical sorority girl. But I think if you do find a group of girls that you really like and you end up in a sorority, that's awesome. But getting the most out of the experience really just depends on the amount of time you put into it. So if you choose to be in a sorority but you don't go to any chapter meetings or events or talk to any of the girls, you're probably not going to enjoy it or get much out of it, and you're going to think it's a waste of time and money. Even if you don't feel like going to a specific event, maybe just push yourself to go, because I've been there before and then I end up having a blast with a bunch of cool people that I got closer with and I wouldn't have if I didn't go. So you get from a sorority what you put into it. Any advice on trusting God when it comes to not knowing your path in life? This is a golden topic to discuss because I honestly struggle with this too sometimes lately more just because I have no clue what is gonna be my future. I have an idea of what I want to be my future, but sometimes I get discouraged and get a lot of fear and anxiety around that topic. I'd say advice on trusting God. I'm honestly still trying to do this myself, but it's a journey. I think just spending time in God's presence and consciously sitting in silence and just really trying to hear God's voice, praying about like what you're stressed about, anxious about, and you'd really have to have this deep knowing that things will work out for you. And yes, I've been there where I don't even have that deep knowing that everything will be fine, but you're not feeling those things for no reason. They come for us to learn how to clear them and become better in ourselves. So for me, that means giving all that stress, giving that to God and just surrendering. But all of you guys have a purpose, whether you know what it is or not. I'm still trying to figure out what my purpose is. I feel like I have an idea of it and sometimes I have so much clarity, and then other days I'm like, what is this even gonna turn into? Like, I don't even know what I'm doing. So I think a lot of people feel this way, but not everyone talks about it. Some days are easier than others, but it's all part of the perfect plan. What do you do when your hard work doesn't pay off? I know exactly the feeling when you feel like you've spent hours of time and so much emotion and effort into something and then feel like nobody watches it or cares about it or thinks about it at all, gives it a second glance. And it's one of the worst feelings ever, but the only thing I can say is keep going. Don't let discouragement stop you. I cannot even tell you how much I felt discouraged, especially with what I'm doing now, because I just love it so much that like sometimes it hurts because I want it to succeed so badly. But I know that everything comes at its own time, and if I'm just doing what I love, like I just gotta focus on that. Don't give up just because it didn't work out the first time or even the second, third, or fourth time. If you love something enough and you want it to work and it's your dream, don't let any of that stop you. Just keep doing what you love to do, and eventually that is gonna pay off, even if it feels like it's taking forever, because I know how that feels. How to deal with a family that doesn't support you. First of all, I just want to say I'm so sorry that you feel like your family doesn't support you. My advice for you would be to try to find a group of people or a community that does support you. That might be a club with your similar interests, or a group of friends, or going to a ministry or a church. There's so many groups of people that you can find that you really connect with, and there's gonna be lots of people that are gonna support you even when you feel like your family doesn't. First of all, you're not alone, and second of all, I know there's so many people out there that support you. I support you. How to not feel like crap because a boy hasn't ever liked me. First of all, I'm sure that's not true, but I'm not gonna get into depth with this one because I literally just talked about it in my last video. Go watch that if you want to hear my insight on feeling whole in yourself and not needing a boy to make you feel more validated. What should I do if I'm interested in a boy but also scared to possibly date him? That's actually a good question. I think if you like him but you don't know how things would go and you're kind of scared of what the future could bring, maybe just try to get to know him as a friend first, and that way it kind of takes off the pressure of whether you're gonna date him or not. Just go in with the mindset that maybe you guys can be friends and you can kind of feel things out there, and if there's something more, that'll be obvious to you. So maybe just look at it for more of like, I wanna get to know this person more as a friend, and then we'll see where it goes from there. No matter what I do, I'm always feeling negative. How can I spread positivity and feel good? If you feel like it's really hard for you to be positive in situations, honestly, you just gotta change your mindset. Those negative thoughts are coming from a certain belief system / pattern in your mind where you automatically just look at things and you feel like things are gonna turn out badly, or you just have like a negative attitude towards things. And don't beat yourself up for that, because we all have had days where our negativity just takes over. Just know that you can change that. Your emotions and thoughts do not control you. You are not your thoughts or emotions. You just have to start changing around the way you think. So if your initial reaction is to be negative, just start catching yourself. Start just being more aware of what your thoughts are towards life. And instead of letting the negativity overtake you, just catch the negative thought and say, no, we don't do that anymore. It takes time, it takes patience, it takes effort, but eventually, if you just are more aware of your negative thoughts and you kind of change them around to a more positive outlook, eventually you're gonna naturally think that way instead of always being negative. Trust me, it just takes persistence. You got this. And then your brain will be rewired to overall be more optimistic, which is what we should all aim for. Advice on choosing the right college major. I got a lot of questions about this, and first of all, I just want to say most people when they go to college question or doubt their major choice. A lot of people go in undecided, so if you feel like everyone knows exactly what they want to do, they don't. When I went into college, I knew exactly what I wanted to major in. film studies, and I am still majoring in that. But if you've been watching me, you know that I struggled with that, and I went back and forth, and I was like, do I really want to major in that? And I questioned it for a long time. When choosing a major, do something that you love. Don't just do a major because you think it's practical and it's going to give you a good job. Choose something that you genuinely enjoy doing, because if that's going to lead to your career, you want to do something you love. Don't just do it because your parents are telling you to, or your friends are, or you think it's going to get you the most money or be the most practical job. No. That's actually not how you should choose a major. And even if it takes you a long time to figure that out, that's okay. Don't look at this as a rush to find something you want to do, because a lot of people change their minds, and that's totally normal, especially during these years of growing up. So don't put pressure on yourself. And even if you change your major down the road, that is okay. I'm into a guy. My friends don't like him because he did some bad things to me in the past. What shall I do? I would say on this one, trust your friends, girl. If he wasn't nice to you and didn't treat you well in the past, it's probably not a good idea to get back with him. I mean, I don't know your personal situation. Honestly, your friends are trying to protect you, and you're gonna find a guy later that treats you like a queen, so do not settle for anything less. How to get through being homesick in college and how you met your college friends. When I first moved to college, I've talked about this before, but I was very homesick for like the first 2 weeks because I'm super close to my family. I'd never really been away from home that long. And I was terrified and shy and just really nervous and apprehensive about meeting people and scared I wouldn't make friends. But I did make friends. For getting through homesickness, I think getting your environment to feel like a place of comfort can really help with that. So put up pictures of friends and family, even like finding a little place to yourself. I think it's a great idea to explore wherever you're living and maybe find a coffee shop or something that you can go to and just be by yourself, a place where you can call your family. Things do get better, I promise. Transitioning from anything can be difficult, so you just have to give yourself some time and space, be gentle with yourself, and eventually you're gonna feel more at home. And making friends, you just have to put yourself out there. It can be scary, but do things you're interested in, and you're gonna find people that are also interested in those things through that, and then that's just how you make friends. How to get over someone you haven't dated but you like. I got you on this one. I had an exact situation like that, and I feel like that type of getting over someone can be so hard because there wasn't really any closure with it. Like maybe you were talking to someone you never even dated, but things stopped and you're like, why? Did anything happen? Like you can't even pinpoint why it stopped, but it just did. And you're like, dang, I really liked this person, but just know that at that time it wasn't supposed to work out. And God has something better prepared for you down the line that you have no idea about yet. So yes, it's hard and it takes healing and time, but time really does heal. Focus on self-love and know, even though it didn't work out now, something amazing is coming in the future. So that is all the advice I'm gonna be giving today. You guys gave me some really great topics to give advice on, so thank you for that. Let me know in the comments down below what you thought of this video and if you want me to do more videos like this, because honestly, I would do it. I had a good time. Shout out to this person who commented on my last video. Love reading all of your comments. I love to interact with you guys, so leave a comment on this video and tell me your thoughts, and I'm gonna read them, respond to you guys, and feature a comment in my next video. So comment. So I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. If you liked this, subscribe, give it a thumbs up, and follow me on Instagram because I'm always trying to post over there. And my goal basically is to just spread love and light and inspire and encourage you guys to live your best lives. So that was super deep and cheesy, but that's what I'm here for. So hope you're having a wonderful day. Have a great rest of your week, and I'll talk to you very soon. Bye.